What most people get wrong about the Medicare hold harmless provision. Hold harmless, actually. I heard a little bit. I cannot tell you how many people don't understand how this works. It's nuts, actually. And they think their Social Security benefit will be reduced because the cost of living adjustment, the COLA for Social Security, is rising less than the COLA for Medicare premiums B and D. And they're wrong. And I see this all the time that, my Social Security benefit will be reduced because of the Medicare premiums that are increasing. And so let me give you the trustees report, essentially. The trustee should have put old Splinty on. When you wake up in the morning, your arm is just tight and you got to let it loosen up. So I do the exercises and I just should put old Splinty on because I need to be back there. But anyway, I will here when we're done. All right. So Social Security trustees report, the COLAs are based on three things. That's their low, intermediate, and high projections. And the low, I'm not sure what the cost of living adjustment is. In the high, I don't know. I just know the cost of living adjustment for the intermediate projection is 2.6. That's what they expect the Social Security cost of living adjustments to be from now until I think it's 75-year time frame. So whatever that is, 2094. So that's what the Social Security basic, and that's what everyone's looking at, the intermediate report from the trustees report in terms of the solvency of Social Security and all that. So it's always the intermediate one. They're not looking at the low, they're not looking at the high, they're looking at the intermediate. And we can argue that, but at the end of the day, I find it interesting because the cost of living adjustment at 2.6, and if you actually look at the real unemployment rates, it's on the low end. For the low problem on Social Security, it is kind of interesting. So you got a decent COLA with low unemployment, and it's more, instead of being on the high problems, it's more on the intermediate into the low problems for Social Security, i.e. it's more solvent than what the intermediate report would say. All right, but now with the CMS, the Center for Medicare and Medicaid Services, on on Medicare premium increases, their report's looking at basically 5%. That's what I use, 5, maybe 5.5. But I use a 5% cost of living for Part B and Part D to increase by 5% a year. So inherently, people say I'm losing my Social Security benefit, or else I'm not increasing it at all because I'm getting 2.6% on Social Security, but it's costing me 5% on Medicare. So basically, I'm not increasing my benefit at all. All right, because if Social Security only pays me 2.6, it's completely taken away from Medicare premium increases because the Medicare premium increases, COLAs are 5%. Does that make sense? Now, people say, at least I'm not losing anything, but essentially I'm not getting anything. My benefit is not being adjusted with inflation because of the fact that Medicare is increasing at a higher amount than my cost of living on Social Security. All right, but it's wrong. All right, so here's Social Security. So let's say you have a $2,000 a month benefit. You got a $2,000 a month benefit, and your cost of living adjustment is 2.6%. Here's your Medicare Part B, and that's Part D is $35 as well. All right, so here's your Medicare Part B. It grows at 5.5%. So Medicare Part B is 5.5% increase. Medicare Part your Social Security is growing at 2.6. From an actual dollar perspective, we take our trusty calculator that I got from Walmart for $20. We times 2,000 times 2.6%, and we get our Social Security benefit is growing at $52. All right, and our Medicare Part B times 5% is growing, at $6.75. So what happens here is the 2.6% on Social Security is increasing by $52. The 5% on $135 on my Medicare Part B is increasing by $6.5. So you are netting, in this case, still netting 52 minus 6.75. 52 minus 6.75. You're still netting $45.25. So the hold harmless provision is not going to be you're not going to be subject to the hold harmless provision because you still got 45.25 is your total return, is what you're getting on your Social Security increase. So you're still making money, even though the Medicare premiums were increasing at a higher percentage than the Social Security premiums. The Social Security benefits. But the issue always comes back to the fact that your Medicare is lower in terms of total costs than your Social Security benefit. Does that make sense? And this is why I always say delay Social Security if you can. There's always a reason not to, because the cost of living adjustments, the percentage is higher in terms of actual dollars paid on a higher base. just like we're talking about here. $2,000 gives me, what did you say, $56 or something like that on 2.6%. 135 gives me $6.75 on 5%. $6.75 on 5%. The higher the base, the more actual dollars pays, even if the increases a lower amount of percentage wise. I hope that makes sense. The same thing on cost of living adjustments. $2,000 at 2.6 gives me, what did we say, $57? If I have $3,000 at 2.6 though, times 2.6%, I'm getting $78. So I'm getting $21 more simply because I'm starting from a higher base. And I just think people miss that. From actual, all that matters is what you can actually put into the bank. Dollars is what matters, not percentages increases. It's just dollars that matters. And if you have a higher base to begin with, the same percentage increase on either side will be pay you more in actual dollars that will flow into your bank account. So let's just look at the Medicare. This is what CMS.gov, Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services. And this is what they announced in October 2018. Their Medicare Part A and B premiums. Now, remember, you don't have a Medicare Part A if you were paying if you paid into Medicare over the course of your working career, because that's your HI part of the FICA, hospital insurance. But you do have Medicare Part B. And so essentially what they said is they increased the premium, the deductibles, the Medicare Part B premiums from $134 in 2018 to $135.50. So $1.50 was the increase that you had. And an estimated 2 million Medicare beneficiaries, about 3.5%, will pay less than the full Part B standard monthly premium amount due to the statutory hold harmless provision, which limits certain beneficiaries' increases in their Part B premium to be no greater than the increase in their Social Security benefits. So essentially here, 2 million Medicare beneficiaries, about 3.5%, their Social Security benefit did not increase as much as their Part B premiums did. Now, that's significantly important. I think a lot of people don't get, they follow this that the average Social Security benefit is $1,400. Well, here are 2 million people whose Social Security benefit only rose by about $5 or $6. It did not rise by the extent of the Medicare Part B increase, which we already talked about, was 6.75 on $135, $134, or whatever it is. But it didn't rise more than $1.5, their Social Security benefit. So what do you think their Social Security benefit is? It's, I mean, what is it, $300 a month times? It's less than $300 a month. Their Social Security benefit is less than $300 a month for whatever reason. And in that case, because their Social Security benefit is so low and their Medicare Part B premiums are so high, the Medicare Part B premium going up by 5 to 5.5% roughly. Oh yeah, that's what I'm using. I'm using the trustees' projected reports. Compared to the Social Security cost of living, they are being held harmless because they would pay more in Medicare premium increases than what their Social Security benefit is increasing. But what does that show you? That shows you the stupidness of using the average Social Security benefit, because we have 2 million people on Social Security right now whose benefit is less than $300 a month. So to throw the average on there to say this is what you could look at receiving, it's stupid. It has nothing to do with you, nothing. So let's look at this other. I want to share with this other. If I can go back. This was a pretty good article from these guys right here, MedicareInteractive.org. So that was from the CMS.gov. This is from MedicareInteractive.org. I thought it was pretty interesting. Specifically, if you collect Social Security benefits and your Medicare Part B premium is deducted from those benefits each month, this is the case for the majority of people with Medicare, the hold harmless rule may apply to you. The hold harmless rule protects you from having your previous year's Social Security benefit reduced by an increase in Part B premium, so long as you're entitled to Social Security. The Medicare Part B premium was or will be deducted from your Social Security benefit. You do not already pay higher Part B premiums because of IRMA. I'm going to do another video on IRMA that a guy sent to me that I thought was pretty interesting that you'll like later on today. And also, you do not receive a cost of living adjustment large enough to cover the increased premium, which is what we're talking about here. The cost of living adjustment in 2019 will be 2.8% of your Social Security benefit. So you did not make enough to increase that 2.9%. Did not give you the same amount of dollars that the increase from 135 to 134 from 134 to 135.50 did, which means you aren't making hardly anything in Social Security. And yet we're going to use that to say the average benefit for Social Security is $1,415 or whatever it is, to show that you can't retire on Social Security. Well, I mean, that's 2 million people. Take away that and then come back to me. Yeah, it's dumb. All right. That's all I want to say about this today. Just remember the mistakes most people make on their Medicare hold harmless provision. You can't make this mistake. Don't, because it's going to affect your retirement planning. All right. Don't forget to smash and subscribe. We'll see you next time.